Well, a decade after the 9/11 attacks on New York City and Washington, the accused mastermind is at last going to face court. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 4 others are charged with planning and executing the suicide plane attacks, and they'll face court within 30 days. The charges will be heard before a military commission at Guantanamo Bay. Now, if found guilty, they could face the death penalty. Nearly 3,000 people were killed on September the 11th, 2001, when terrorists crashed 2 planes into New York's Twin Towers and 1 into the Pentagon in Washington. Well, for more on this, let's speak with Dr Harry Melkonian. Harry is not only a senior lecturer at the US Studies Centre at the University of Sydney, he's also a highly experienced lawyer. And Harry Melkonian joins us live in the studio. Harry Melkonian, good to see you again. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Now, when Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is referred to as an alleged mastermind of the 9/11 attacks, more fully, what is he accused of doing?
He's accused of being on the, obviously he wasn't in the airplanes. He planned it. He helped recruit and organize the entire thing. Basically an organization type thing.
So why is this trial being held in a military tribunal at Guantanamo Bay?
This goes back to the original terrorist act. The U.S. government wanted to be able to interrogate these people. And had they been charged under New York law, obviously it's against the law in New York to blow up buildings, and there's federal laws. But had they been charged under those laws, they would have had all the constitutional protections of any other defendant and could have simply declined to be interrogated. So the federal government decided to make them a military-type prisoner. And they had a problem with that because if they were prisoners of war, you can't interrogate a prisoner of war. And Afghanistan is a signatory to the Geneva Convention. So they adopted this concept of enemy combatant, which is someone who commits criminal acts out of uniform.
Yet President Obama, pre-2008, said not only would he close Guantanamo, but thereafter said that he wanted Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to be tried in a civilian court.
Yes, he did, and he discovered that once this had all been put in motion, it was hard to change. The mayor and the governor of New York made it very clear they did not want this trial in New York City for any number of reasons, and the president deferred to their judgment. He's in a situation that was created not by him, but was created 10 years ago, and there's no easy way out of.
Now, this man was waterboarded. How will whatever confessions or information extracted under what is a highly controversial form of interrogation, how would that hold up in this tribunal?
In this tribunal, this military tribunal, it may or may not be a problem. It probably will not be an obstacle. The unknown is that after this military tribunal is all done, there will very likely be further review by the United States Supreme Court. And that could be a whole different story. And that's some of the objection that has been raised already by some civil libertarians in the U.S. saying that we're doing this the wrong way and it's only going to lead to further complications.
So whatever verdict is reached in this tribunal, it doesn't mean the end of the case?
No, absolutely not. I mean, these military tribunals have been up and down to the U.S. Supreme Court almost a half dozen times, and other than the last time, the government lost every proceeding, and that's what created these hearings. But by no means is this the end of the road. This is a situation, the government was so determined to interrogate these people, it didn't want to do it the normal way, and now has a very awkward procedure it has to go through.
In this case, given that this man has said he'd welcome martyrdom, What's going to be justice in the eyes of the American people? It was mentioned that potentially the death penalty could be extended here. But what is going to be justice in the American people's eyes?
I suppose there's a lot of emotions. Certainly at an emotional level, there'd be a lot of people who would say that's just fine. But at another level, there's got to be questions about this person's competency and whether or not it should be more of a, let's say, if he's convicted, we don't know. I honestly have no idea how good their case is against him. I have always assumed the case is actually not very good because it's been delayed so long. And if you stop and think, this is something that happened in 2001. The evidence at this time may be getting a little bit, let's say, stale.
What could be the political effects of this case? As we were talking about a few moments ago, Obama said Guantanamo would be closed. This would be tried in a civilian court on both those counts. Obviously, there's been a backflip. So this being an election year, those two backflips there, how might this case flow into this election year?
I'm sure it's something the president would rather not have come into focus in 2012. But on the other hand, it's not going to be resolved in 2012 either. It's whatever happens in the trial, he has the advantage of it is now in the hands of the courts of some sort. I mean, it's a military tribunal. It's not a regular court. But he can at least say, it's before the courts. We shouldn't be involved in it. Let the courts take their normal course.
So there'll be the next American president, whoever that may be, long before this trial is over?
I would suspect so. And the current president may have to deal with it again or somebody new.
Harry Melkonian from the US Studies Centre at the Uni of Sydney, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.